have a 10-minute time limit. If the match ends in a double disqualification, double countout, or time limit draw, both the competitors will be eliminated. No exceptions. So, let's get started with our first round matchup. Introducing first from North Charleston, South Carolina.
Oh yeah, put it down from the jump, baby. It's going down. Weaver Cup winner, right here. Weaver Cup. Don't clap for me. I know I'm great.
And his opponent from Cleveland, Ohio. This is Joey Rogers.
Here we go, the 2016 Johnny Weaver Memorial Cup Tournament is underway. Cecil Scott, we will see 8 first-round tournament bouts over the next 2 weeks of CWF Worldwide. The 8 winners advance to the quarterfinals. The 4 winners advance to finals night, where somebody must win 2 matches in one night. It is an incredible test of endurance to have to fight through 4 top quality wrestlers in the span of less than 6 weeks.
Right, the Weaver Cup traditionally held during the summer, just like it is this year. So you got to factor in the summer heat, along with the grueling schedule. You got to wrestle 3 shows, you know, do the math, what, 5 matches?
Top competitors among the 16 entered in this tournament. Someone will have to fight through 4 rounds of competition to win it all. And we have got 2 CWF newcomers kicking off this year's tournament. White Mike Jordan just caught 2 feet in the face from Joey Rogers and a cover. 10-minute time limits in the first round, so it's very much like the Worldwide Television Championship. You got to think on your feet, you got to move quickly. You don't have a lot of time to operate in these 10-minute time limit bouts.
No, you got to get your business done. You can't sit there and think of a game plan. You just got to go in there and fight. And Joey Rogers, big Falcon Arrow.
2, only got 2. Joey Rogers, a pro since 2008, trained at Ohio Championship Wrestling in Cleveland, Ohio, then went on to spend time at the Team Taz Dojo. So this guy has been thoroughly well-trained and battle-tested, has Joey Rogers.
Right, nobody comes out of that Taz Dojo unscathed.
White Mike, a pro since 2007, learned, cover here, 2, only got 2. White Mike trained at Full Momentum Wrestling in Cherokee, North Carolina, and you know, we heard from White Mike last week. He talked about, since he's been wrestling on CWF Worldwide, people have come up to him and they've said, you know, White Mike, where did you come from? And he'll be the first to tell you. He said, I came from every rinky-dink, podunk, hole-in-the-wall wrestling operation you can find, but now he's here, he's on Worldwide, he's wrestling some of the best in the world, he's sharing locker rooms with Trevor Lee and Cedric Alexander. This tournament can be a breakout for somebody like White Mike.
Yeah, there's a handful of guys in this tournament like Mike that are, 1 second, nice elbow by Joey Rogers. There's a few guys that could really make their name in this tournament that aren't as established as some of the other guys.
There's a lot of dark horse picks in this year's field.
I mean, I picked a dark horse to win it all.
A face lock up in the vertical and drops him hard.
Mike will surprise you with his athleticism.
Yeah, you take a look at this guy and you know, I don't know, cover. You know, he doesn't necessarily look like the most impressive physical specimen, but man, this guy can wrestle.
Yeah, he can. He's actually becoming a bit of a cult favorite here in the Sportatorium.
Oh boy, off the ropes, heads up, boom! Crushed him right on the face, cover, 2! Woo! You see both guys going for quick pins. I believe you will see that throughout this first round competition. The time limit extends in the second round. It extends even more in the semifinals. The finals has no time limit. They fight until there is a tournament champion. But in this first round, quite frankly, Bear, there's just not time to screw around.
No, like I said, you got to get ahead and punch the clock and get to work. And we've seen Joey Rogers recently in these low, dunking the punch. Oh, God.
Heavy-handed palm strikes. Oh, great move. Great thinking from White Mike.
Woo!
Even better thinking from Joey Rogers.
Man, Mike, the high kick to the side of the head, and Mike is on Dream Street.
Yes, he is. He's down. He's hurt. Could be that face first.
Yeah, version of the Angel Swings.
Absolutely. Mike is trying not to let him have it. Great wrestling here from White Mike. He knows he has got to avoid that ace card.
Yeah, he widened out his base. He couldn't get him up.
Tell you, these experienced guys that have been under the radar for so long are the kind that might surprise you. White Mike, can opener, boom! Dropped him right on the back of the head, too, and got him! White Mike is the first man to advance in the quarterfinals.
Yeah! 5 minutes and 7 seconds.
See how I'm coming more like off my hip? Right? You were like if this arm's going over a lunge here. The little things that makes you money. It's the little things that make people talk about you. No matter what, it's still gonna hurt.
Next match, Weaver Cup first round. Previous Weaver Cup champion in the ring at this time. A very handsome man.
2016 is the new 2007, baby. CWF! You got 10, brother.
You just heard Smith Garrett checking over with our timekeeper. 10-minute time limit in all these first-round matchups. And what an intriguing one we have here, Cecil Scott. Two of the most beloved figures in CWF Mid-Atlantic.
Oh, absolutely. And honestly, two of the great TV champions in our history as well.
That's a great point. Mitch Connor held that championship proudly back, almost over a decade ago.
Might have been actually the first great TV champion in this promotion's history.
Smith Garrett just coming off of a tremendous run as television champion. He captured that championship from Cedric Alexander back in December. And a lot of people, I think, are, when we talked on social media, when we tried to talk to the fans, a lot of people are picking Smith Garrett to win this tournament. It would certainly do wonders for his career if he could rebound from that television title loss and fight his whole way through the tournament.
Yeah, that would be a great pick-me-up, so to speak, because traditionally speaking, the winner of the Weaver Cup does get a shot at the Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Championship down the road.
Absolutely. It is tradition that the Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Champion enter the tournament, or at least be invited to do so, but the Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Champion, into a pinning predicament. The reigning champion has never won the tournament. A lot of people, though, think this might be the year for that, as we have never had a Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Champion quite like Trevor Lee.
Right. If there's a year it's going to happen, it would be this year. But oddly enough, he talked to the fans on social media. No one's picking the quote-unquote favorites to win. Everybody's kind of got their dark horse pick, like a Smith Garrett or a Nick Richards, and a few people picking Mitch.
Absolutely, and what a story it would be. Mitch Connor won this tournament 9 years ago. And what a story it would be. No one in the history of this tournament, dating back to 2004, has ever won it twice, other than Arik Royal, but no one has ever won it almost a decade apart.
No, and there's only been one two-time winner, but
Correct.
I don't recall, did Mitch get his title shot back in 07?
You know, things happen sometimes. We don't really need to get into it. Mitch Connor with some great wrestling here on the mat with Smith Garrett.
Yeah, it's kind of match I expect. A lot of respect here. We saw it at the beginning with the handshake.
Why you bring up old stuff? Do a pink predicament. No.
90% of our TV audience have no idea what we're talking about.
Years ago, I was Mitch Connor's manager, and no, he didn't get his title shot. I may have traded it for another wrestler's contract. You know, that's water under the bridge. Our families are close. Our wives are friends. Why you gotta try to ruin people's relationships? Ruin people's interpersonal relationships here, Cecil. Why? Belly to belly into the canvas. You're seeing both guys going for wins here. It's a real test of wills. Back to the lockup. It has been a stalemate, which is a good thing for Connor.
Whoa! Belly to belly by Mitch.
Cover. This stalemate is a good thing for Mitch Connor because that means that thus far he has neutralized the younger, quicker, I'm going to say arguably, but I'm going to say stronger man.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if you look at this, take away the experience factor, and Smith honestly has every physical advantage in this match. And we're going to go ahead and call it the activity factor as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mitch is, you know,
an elder statesman of CWF Mid-Atlantic at this point.
And in a way, you could say he's retired. He's semi-retired.
Just brought back in the month of November, has wrestled sporadically since then. We saw him at Ultimate Survivor in November. We saw him at Battlecade back in December. We saw him as a surprise in Battle Bowl. I think this is only Mitch's 4th match or so since he's come back. You can count him on one hand, I'm certain of that. Connor is trying to fire back. Look at the fire in the eyes.
Now that's one advantage I think Mitch has over almost everybody is that fire.
There it is, trying to get the shoulders to the mat. Oh, great bridge from Garrett. Garrett will not let his shoulders touch the mat. He cannot.
Look at that neck strength and look at that core strength.
Great wrestling, and Connor to the mat again for the cover. And Connor slipping out at 1. This matchup has been both men trying to literally wrestle the other man's shoulders to the mat. Inside cradle. Only gets 2.
A very interesting, like a Greco-Roman style match almost.
Yeah, very much so.
A lot of upper body movement, a lot of wrestling to the ground.
Smith Garrett, trained at the CWF Mid-Atlantic Dojo, a pro since 2013. He missed last year's tournament with a career-threatening injury. But Cecil Scott, we talked about it. That injury ended up being maybe the best thing that ever happened to him. He rebounded, won the CWF Rumble, and became the Worldwide Television Champion.
Yes, he did, and honestly, the last year probably been the best run of his career.
Mitch Connor, a pro since the year 2000, trained at Powerhouse Pro Wrestling in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Mitch Connor competing in his 6th Weaver Cup. He won this tournament, He won this tournament in 2007, made appearances in the Final Four in 2005 and 2006, went to the quarterfinals a year later, and went out in the first round in 2009.
And as I recall, that was his last appearance.
It was, correct. Cradle, shoulders down. Both men going for the win here. A lot of respect. You're not seeing the haymakers. You're seeing pure professional wrestling. Sunset flip, 2. You're seeing pure professional wrestling from these 2. Swing and a miss. Connor, the timing may be off.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of that. A lot of missed shots like that from Connor tonight.
I think if Garrett was a little more mobile, he could blow Connor up. I don't know. Great snap suplex. Got to keep him out of the ropes. If I was Smith Garrett, I would be running more. I would be seeing how much gas is in the tank of the man who won this tournament 9 years ago.
Honestly, you look at this match, it resembles a lot of the matches from the early 60s before a lot of the showmanship came in. Oh, backbreaker.
Hard backbreaker. Shoulders down. 2. Only got 2.
Man, he barely rolled that shoulder up. But it's a very old school type match. Before a lot of the flair and showmanship came in, a lot of wrestling and manipulation. Hard whip to the corner. Smith might be looking for the splash. No dice.
Now, Connor grew up in the AWA territory. He knows that style of wrestling. I'm going to say better than a younger man like Smith Garrett would know it.
Right. He did interact with Vern Gagne and the like in his younger years.
Garrett holding on to the rope. Oh! Ooh. Connor went for the DDT.
I think he hit his head.
I think he did. May have cracked his head on the back of the canvas there. Or the back of his head on the canvas. Garrett, up and over. Cradle, he's got his body weight on Connor, and he beat him. Great thinking there from Smith Garrett. A gentleman's matchup, but Smith Garrett moves on.
6 minutes, 49 seconds. Your winner by pinfall advancing in the 2016 Johnny Weaver Memorial Tournament, Smith Garrett!
I just want to say real quick, 100% off the cuff, for a wrestling purist like myself, that match was a rare treat. Thank both of you very much. Yes, sir? Yeah. Okay.
If you don't mind.
Oh, go ahead.
You know, it's funny sometimes how things tend to work out. About a year ago, I was supposed to be in this very tournament, and because of a severe injury to my head and a severe concussion, I had to miss it. And now this year going into it, people that are regulars here, you notice that I'm kind of missing something this week.
You got screwed.
Thank you very much. But the way that I see it is I've got two options. I can take the approach that some people take back there and piss and moan my way to a title shot. Or I can be 15 of the best that CWF has to offer and win the 2016 Johnny Weaver Cup Classic.
The Mid-Atlantic Sportatorium is the #1 venue for live pro wrestling in all of the Carolinas. But did you know that you can also rent the Sportatorium for all of your anniversaries, fundraisers, and live pro wrestling birthday parties? Check us out at CWF247.com to find out more about how you can have your event right here at the Sportatorium.
Attention CWF Worldwide fans in DC, Maryland, and Virginia. Nova Pro Wrestling returns to Northern Virginia Friday, August 12th in Fairfax. Make your plans now to attend and see PWI Ultra J champion Cedric Alexander defends his title against Lucha Underground's killshot Shane Strickland. Hot Sauce Tracy Williams takes on the undefeated ace Arik Royal. And Sanjay Dutt and Logan Easton LaRoe captain their teams in our 6-man main event. Make sure you follow Nova Pro on Twitter at VA Wrestling. And for ticket and merchandise information, check out tinyurl.com/Nova812. We'll see you there.
Our next bout tonight is first round action of the 2016 Johnny Weaver Memorial Tournament. 1 fall, 10-minute time limit. Please welcome out first the revolutionary Darius Lockhart. And ladies and gentlemen, his opponent, the assassin, Ric Converse.
Somebody that knows something about it. I won't ask now.
Hey, Garrett,
We got a Bell and Brad. We eat good tonight, brother.
Yes, we are. The first round tournament pairings have certainly been kind to us. 2 men who multiple people this week online have picked to win this tournament. Someone will go out in the first round. A a very interesting response. A lot of chants for Ric Converse. Some people chanting for the revolutionary Darius Lockhart. Some people telling Darius to get out of the ring before he gets destroyed.
Right, and Darius with a surprising reaction. I don't know, a lot of people, like the effort, like the savvy, and I've gone on record as saying he's my pick to win this thing. I also picked Ric Converse.
I was going to say, I noticed that you changed your tune a little bit once the first round brackets came out.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough draw for Darius. I do feel like he has the ability, and especially with moves like that.
Cradle barely got one, and I mean barely. I don't know if that's good or not.
And he's laying him in, but you don't want to take off the beast, the assassin.
Oh, swing and a miss. Another 1 count. Kandrack. Woo!
This is what Darius has to do. I mean, there's no other way around it. He can't pussyfoot around and get cute with Ric Converse.
I have called Kandrack the wrecking ball before. How do you stop him when he's coming your way? I don't know the answer.
Oh, great move, great quickness by the assassin.
The quickness of a charging bear. He just tackled him.
And Darius has definitely used his quickness in this match.
Absolutely.
Oh. He just clobbered Kandrack with that kick.
I'd be scared to hit that man. I'm not even joking.
Man, he is just laying into Kandrack, but the man is still up and he is getting angry.
Bringing away is the product of the Rings Wrestling School in Charlotte, North Carolina, trained by Cedric Alexander. But Cedric Alexander never ran into him like that.
Daddy, no.
Second Weaver Cup for Lockhart. And it might be his last. He made it to the quarterfinals last year, losing to Roy Wilkins. Ric Converse made it to the finals back in 2012, losing to eventual tournament champion Arik Royal. Those two had a long rivalry. They then became tag team partners back about 8 months ago. Ray gun.
That's right, good.
Ray gun.
I might have picked a lemon here.
Lockhart wisely avoids it. I looked at the brackets earlier. For Kandrack and Royal to cross paths in this tournament, it would have to occur in the semifinals. They would both have to wrestle their way through 2 rounds of competition before they met, going by the brackets that were posted earlier this week.
And both men got very tough first round draws. Darius heading up. Oh, the headbutt! Caught him right out of the air. Darius, smart move.
Had to avoid that.
If he could get back in before the 10, it's a smart move.
Kandrack, a pro since 2006, a product of the CWF Mid-Atlantic Dojo, was closely mentored by Coach Gemini for a number of years. He was the VIP of the All-Stars until he basically, depends on who you ask, whether he quit or got fired, but the point is, Roy Wilkins was favored over Kandrack. He was chosen above Kandrack, and that's what led to Kandrack leaving the All-Stars, no matter how you slice it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, man.
Oh, no.
He's busted Kandrack open, and that's a bad, bad move.
Man, I think he busted himself open on that headbutt.
Oh, you may be right. Kandrack.
Yeah, referee Pierce has confirmed it to us, and Ray tasting his blood, and we've seen this before. Yeah, Kandrack, we've seen him taste his own blood, and he becomes an uncontrollable monster.
Oh, God, he said, count me out, I dare you.
Yeah, Pierce may want to slow that count.
Oh! Kandrack infuriated. You still think Lockhart's going to win this thing, C-Bear?
Man, if Ray's listening, no.
Kandrack, like the killer from a horror movie, is still coming.
And if you're Darius, you want to aim every last shot at that cut.
DDT? Nope. Oh, he got him on a second go-round.
2. Man, that's a big move, especially on that laceration.
Oh, dear, look at the face of the assassin.
This shit's over.
Is that rage going to help him, or is it going to be the end of Darius?
I'll give Darius all the credit in the world. He's still fighting.
Yeah, you can't back down. You can't show fear.
Look at Kandrack!
Oh, good. Oh, man, great move by Lockhart, and Kandrack is doubled over.
Oh, man.
Win, lose, or draw. This is a great effort from the Revolutionary.
Caught him out of the air. Oh, God.
The Assassin advances to the next round over again, Darius Lockhart.
Five minutes, 25 seconds. Advancing into the next round of the Weaver Cup. The Assassin, Ric Converse.
They tried to clean up the cut on Kandrack, and he said, get the hell out of here. He doesn't want the help. Kandrack is your winner. What a stud.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next bout is first round Johnny Weaver Cup action. Scheduled for one fall, the 2-minute time limit. Please welcome Arik Royal.
Arik Royal disrespects his former tag team partner, Cecil Scott. We have already seen bloodshed in the 2016 Weaver Cup tournament.
And we've seen bloodshed, and we're about to see a heck of a main event on TV this week.
Royal looking like a caged animal in the ring.
Please welcome back Adler.
It's really noticeable that Adler does not have that Rising Generation League title, Cecil Scott.
Right, he was more or less robbed of that championship by the All-Stars in Base Maeda. But we got bigger fish to fry. No disrespect to the RTL Championship.
No, we talked about it earlier in this very hour of television. Jesse Adler finds himself in a position very comparable to that of Smith Garrett. Just lost his championship, just came off the biggest run of his short career. But what better way to rebound than to win this tournament? He's got a tough hill to climb, though, Cecil Scott.
Yeah, I mean, he's really getting off the porch and running with the big dogs here. We've seen him mix it up with the top players with varying degrees of success. But he's dealing with a ticked off and motivated Arik Royal, who wants to become the only 3-time winner of the Weaver Cup. He's already the only 2-time winner.
So going by the brackets, as were announced earlier this week on CWF247.com, we can go ahead and cite the first 2 quarterfinal round matchups that we'll be bringing to you in a couple of weeks here on CWF Worldwide. Will be White Mike Jordan against the Assassin Ric Converse. And the winner of this match will face Smith Garrett in the quarterfinals.
Now that would be a heck of a contest either way. And you know what? I'm not going to say White Mike is my new pick, but I think he can give the Assassin a little trouble.
You are constantly picking the people that are matched up against Kandrack.
No,
are you watching that match that just happened?
I just said he's not my pick. I just think he can give Ray a fight.
Yeah.
I think I'm not going to Bobby Heenan this thing and pick a new guy every match.
Kandrack is probably going to the hospital tonight, and when we tried to check on him a few moments ago, he said, go get the other guy.
Yeah. Hey, the trainees carried out Darius.
You got to bring more than that.
Arik Royal talking a lot of trash to, quite frankly, one of his students. Royal is very hands-on in the training of the CWF Mid-Atlantic Dojo.
Right, I wondered how this this new attitude of Arik is carrying over to the dojo and the kids there. I haven't really heard any stories yet.
I have heard a little bit that he's spending a lot less time there than he was even a month or 2 ago. But quite frankly, Royal's somebody I think he took a lot of joy at one point in his career in training the young wrestlers, and maybe a lot of that joy has vanished.
Here's a funny thing, and I'll bring this up in a second after the, oh, nice cartwheel. A funny thing happens to guys as they get more and more experience. They start to look at these young guys as somebody that's trying to take their spot. Not all of them do it, but you see it all the time.
Yeah, that's a great point, quite frankly. Adler, it's time the front row to move it.
Oh, nice quickness by Royal.
Boy.
Adler's going to be a little quicker, though.
We touched on it earlier. No one has ever won this tournament twice except for Royal.
Oh,
He did it in back-to-back years, 2011 and 2012.
But and Adler got to see exactly where he wants it here. He got that big dive, and that's what he has to do. Use that quickness and aerial ability.
Adler approaching on Royal.
Oh, nice move.
Jesse Adler, a pro since 2014, trained by Trevor Lee, Andrew Everett, and Arik Royal at the CWF Mid-Atlantic Dojo.
Oh, nice move by Royal. Oh, that looked nasty.
It's almost like a reverse dragon screw.
Man, that was so much torque on the ankle, and as somebody who's fractured his ankle, that looked nasty.
He fell awkwardly. He was in no control of his body at all, was Adler.
No, and Royal's going right after that foot and that ankle.
Adler actually made it all the way to the semifinals last year. He beat two former Mid-Atlantic champions along the way, Kamakazi Kid and Lee Valiant, before losing to another Mid-Atlantic champion, Roy Wilkins, in the semifinals. Royal a pro since 2008. Also went to the Final Four in 2014, but he was out in the first round last year in an upset.
Right.
So you would think he's had a lot of success in tournaments, but we saw last year, it was against Lee Valiant of all people, we saw last year Royal can be stopped in the first round.
Right, and you see that in a lot of sports, you know, a lot of teams that, you know, seemingly have a bit of a dynasty when it comes to playoff time have shocking first round upsets. You know, teams like the San Antonio Spurs, you know, probably the greatest basketball champion of the last 15 years, have had a couple of years where they went out really early. So Royal has had a couple of similar instances. And I'm kind of surprised we don't see Royal take to the ground like this too often. And a very patient kind of ground-based attack. And I think Adler, that leg is damaged. I mean, we already saw it get damaged by Mace Maeda a few weeks ago.
That was back tonight. He lost the Rising Generation League Championship.
And he keeps pushing off there with the good leg, but see, he's having trouble putting weight on the left leg.
Yeah, he's having a lot of trouble, quite frankly.
5 minutes remaining.
Royal just trapped him, basically.
Yeah, Royal's used every bit of his power and experience to control this match. Adler, oh, he tried to feed out with the bad leg. That was a bad move. Man, variation on the exploder there. I thought he was going to set him up for a perfect driver, but took him over with the suplex instead.
I've got people at ringside have approached me here at the table. There's concern in the building about Jesse Adler. Everyone saw the awkward way that he fell on that leg, and Royal has just been on top of it the whole time. We never really got a status update after that knee was cracked with a baseball bat back at Absolute Justice, but it is becoming clear now that Adler is injured. Adler is hurt.
Yeah, he really hasn't been in action since that match, but he knew he was in the Weaver Cup and he wanted to go anyway. We didn't know the extent of the injury, and it might have been fine for all we know until this moment earlier in this match. And you saw there, he tried to get his feet under to not crack on the floor. He fed with that left leg.
Royal.
He's confident.
Royal is just stalking his former student. Oh! Trying to come down with the body weight.
Bad landing by Royal.
Adler avoided it. He had to.
That was a really tough landing by the ace. I think he jammed his hip up there.
Might have.
Very easy to do on the floor. Now, oh! Did you hear the splat?
Oh, it might have been the knee, though. Adler is holding that knee. I didn't get a great look at it, but that crack that splash that we may have heard might have been that bad leg. He's holding that bad leg. It could have also been the back of Royal's head. I didn't get a great look at it. Both men are down. First man to his feet will have a huge advantage here.
We had a few people in the front row and our production crew just look back at us with a wince on their face when they landed.
A violent sound here at the Mid-Atlantic Sportatorium. Here on CWF Worldwide.
I should have took the worst, but Adler back on top here, rolls over.
Oh, he can't land on those feet!
Wow, great guts by Adler, though.
There it is, he's got a roll! 540-degree kick! 540 kick on the ace! the longest reigning Mid-Atlantic champion of all time is staggered.
Nice move. And this kid took Trevor Lee 45 minutes. You know he can hang, but he's got to gut this out.
He's gonna win in less than 10 here. Shooter! 2, 2, 2, 2.
You got to unload your big weapons here on the ace. You got him on the defensive. You got to stay on him. He's going to go for it again.
Oh, didn't get great body-to-body contact. Only got a 2 count.
And with every move like that, he's doing more damage to that leg.
2 minutes remain, 2 minutes.
Yeah, past the 8-minute mark, Adler.
Oh, he's hesitated.
Yeah, he is. Maybe that leg, I'm not sure exactly. Adler, gonna go for a 3rd one. 2.
Oh.
Man, he doesn't have a bad idea. Just keep throwing his body at Royal till Royal doesn't get up.
Yeah, to me, that might be showing a little hesitation on his part. Normally he would go up, which he might be doing here, but it seemed like he's a little tentative to go up there.
That knee's hurt. Royal by the hair. Adler breaks free.
Ooh, maybe got a knee in the face there.
90 seconds.
Slingshot, DDT, got him. He's got to put him away, though. He's got to put him away.
He's got just a hair over a minute to do it. Cover.
2.
And if this is a time limit draw, no one advances.
That's correct.
The next round gets a bye.
Absolutely.
And
that would send Smith Garrett to the semifinals.
Right. And trust me, everybody in this tournament would love to have a bye.
Oh.
Oh! He took the leg out.
He couldn't move, and he got the tackle. He could not run or walk on that knee, and he got the tackle. Royal with the gorilla clutch on the bad leg. Adler's trapped.
Yeah, so much pressure and torque on that leg.
If Adler can hold on, he couldn't do it, it's over.
Yeah, the body scissor. It was too much for the youngster Adler.
Adler held in there over 9 minutes with Royal, but he could not get it done on that bad leg.
Nine minutes, 25 seconds. Advancing to the next round of the Wohlfert Cup. By submission, Arik Royal.
It's a wrestling match, Drew. Easy on strategy. What am I supposed to do? Not go after that? Look at him. Yeah. He shouldn't have got in the ring with me in the first place. You shouldn't have got in here in the first place, Drew.
Okay, Eric.
You won. Damn right I'm a fan. Y'all forgot about me. But y'all go damn sure remember. Y'all go damn sure.
Hey. Whoa, what is Royal doing? Andrew Everett was out here trying to find out what his deal is, but he's trying to go back after Adler.
Stop. Stop. Get to the back. Get to the back. Get tied him up. Get tied his knee. Stop. Calm down.
Let him get up on his own.
Calm down.
I don't know what your problem is. Why am I doing this, Drew? You gonna dance and find out why? Somebody's walking around with my belt! My belt! And I'm gonna get it back by any means necessary.
Go do it! Go do it!
You understand me?
Go do it, Eric. Go get your belt.
Get out of the ring, Eric! Beast mode! Hey, this ain't you! This ain't you! Calm down! That's how it's gonna be, huh? That's how it's gonna be?